welcome. This is Sahara playing Pillars of Eternity, Deadfire, and we are going into the Watershaper Guild on behalf of the Queen of the Huana. She is having trouble getting the
Lamp. What happened here?
Quest updated. She might need help holding the forces against. Okay, so search the guild for. Naga have attacked the guild hall, and the first floor is littered with bodies. None of them. Wow. Okay. The queen was like, why is no one? Oh, now I've got him some Watershaper robes. It's exceptional, but they can't be upgraded. Aren't you glad you came with me, TKO? Oh, now I can get into this. I should look at that. You have... Well, I just upgraded yours, didn't I? Never mind. How come I couldn't take anything from the Nagas? The Great Western Stag. I think we already read that one. So everyone's dead here. Oh, couldn't you guys protect yourselves?
Go no further. There is a situation in the guild hall.
The Watershaper glances over his shoulder, his chest rising and falling with deep breaths. Yeah, couldn't you guys protect yourselves? You're Watershapers after all, right?
What say? Where is Myru?
The Kiyu's brow creases with concern.
For what did Nagati send you but to lend your strength?
He nods and claps the Kiyu on the shoulder.
All is under control, I say. But the building is closed until Myru cleans up the mess below.
He thumbs over to the blocked stairway. You called this under control? I just waded through a pool of blood. Yeah.
Kira. Naga blood.
He raises a finger to correct you.
Naga swam in from the waterways of our sanctum. We pressed back until they fled underground. Then Myru gathered her forces for a stand at Pariki's tomb. I am to guard the staircase while she routs the last of them. Kira. But Myru is fierce for her years.
She grimaces as another deep rumble shakes the earth under your feet.
Snakes could not have caused that tremor.
Nope.
Kira, we felt the quakes even before the serpent showed up.
Ikiu nods and wipes a bit of dust from the ceiling rafters off his shoulder. Why haven't you summoned help from the queen? Yeah.
We are Watershapers. Onikaza knows we can walk over a few snakes.
But this isn't just a few snakes.
Myru, though. I say she would not turn down reinforcements.
He eyes you up and down, nodding as the idea takes root. Why are they attacking the guild?
I do not know. With great purpose, they throw their bodies back to Rikuhu's bowels. I say this is personal. They strike with anger, not conviction.
He turns his arm and studies a shallow wound. What's causing those tremors?
Not snakes, I say.
He frowns, worrying the back of his head.
Unless they brought a battering ram.
Well, I hope Mayora leaves something for me.
I say you will have to run fast. She could cut through Naga like a harpoon through blubber. I will remain and dispatch any snakes who slither past you. Good hunting.
Okay. Quest updated. Okay. I have more bodies to pick up over here. You lost some of your own people, you know, and you're acting like it was nothing. Well, at least I thought there was more bodies to pick up over here, but it doesn't look like there is. How come I can't,
Sure.
Dorne Basin makes a high-pitched ringing sound when pressure is applied. Okay. Let's go down. So yeah, why are they attacking? The guild ruins. We were down here before.
Slippery as an eel.
Is this where we couldn't get through before or something? Can't remember.
Trouble up ahead.
Okay, let's see if we can get to this door first. The stone door is sealed shut. A few engraved symbols stand out among the other carvings and inscriptions. Apart from that, you find no evident means of opening the way. Read the inscription. Hanoa ruins decorate the stone entrance. Nagati would not have gifted her chosen people a watery covenant unless they persisted in deserving it. The sanctum is a covenant of our making. Only the sigil of the covenant and the words of my devotion will open the way. Pikiki, master of the guild. Well, yeah. Punching the door isn't going to help any, is it? So obviously we never got into it the first time. Okay. So,
No problem. Ha!
oh, okay, he's an archer, so we need to just go attack him. Of course, you know there's other ones down here. Yep, there are. You guys go after that archer.
Take that, dog won't hunt. Moe, Ixie,
Wow. Nice, guys. Now I can pick up Naga's stuff.
Let's take a look.
No need to ask twice.
Anything over here? Nope. Okay. This as far as it goes over? It is. So they came up through the...
Trouble up ahead.
curse on all.
A curse on all snakes. Who is this?
Snakes. Moe, you like that?
As the guildmaster, unharmed. Okay.
Let's go. This weapon's no good. Come now, step into the light.
Step into the light!
I'll whoop the next one of you who takes aim at me. Could use something to put a little pep in my step.
Don't worry about it. We got it, kids.
Time to see and not be seen.
All right. So they're putting off poison when they die.
Leave it to me.
We got more of the reptilian eyes. See, we had been down here before.
Good thing I saw him first.
What were you doing over there?
That's it!
Didn't last long, did you? Oh, get out of there, guys. They give off poison when they die.
Sure.
So what is this? The statue depicts an Amana woman, her hand extended and grasping at the air. An eroded plaque sits at her feet. Yeah, I have done it on here before. The words are much eroded and water damaged, but a few choice snippets or phrases stand out with clarity. Periki, lore and hunter, crossed the length of and back again. Inbred for Cunning Dill. Okay. Closer scrutiny reveals that the inscription was purposely marred, an act of sabotage done perhaps years ago by the thoroughness you suspect Kith hands. Inspect the lingering soul. Your vision bobs with the motion of the sea. You stand aboard the deck of Swift Winds, where your mates share bemused self-congratulatory glances as they work. One of them claps your back with approval. You step back and aim a reproachful look at your mate, however friendly his intent. You know there will be time for a reprieve when you're squared away in Tekataka. Something cuts through the water to your port side, an enormous shape just beneath the waves. Someone shouts that the winds have turned in your favor at last. That is followed by an enthusiastic cheer among the crew. You don't share their mirth. And eyes to the horizon, I say. You bring home a mighty gift, though it takes an unusual form, one that you pray to Nagata you are able to keep in check. The vision dissipates in your land legs reassert themselves. Oh, I don't think I was able to disarm it last time. Okay, so let's talk to her. The guildmaster lifts her gaze to meet yours, her eyes struggling to focus. She's been slashed and stabbed numerous times, and her robes are soaked red with blood.
Myru! Oh, gods, look what they've done to you!
Tekataka covers his mouth with both hands as he surveys her injuries.
Peace, Tekataka. I gave back 10 times what I took. Too many, even for me.
She sputters on a mouthful of blood, but still manages a red-rimmed smile. I think most of this is Naga blood. You fought well.
Helps when you have something to fight for.
You're too stubborn to die, old shark.
His voice wavers as a fresh gout of blood seeps between her fingers.
For once, Tekataka, just listen.
She raises a steady hand to cover his trembling one.
The rod of the deep. Oh, I've lost it. Taken. You'll need to...
Maru coughs, spitting up blood. For every word she struggles to voice, her breath gets progressively shallower.
Find the rod. Get through the stone door by the entrance.
Is any of this making sense to you, Tekataka?
I think she wishes us to enter the Watershaper Sanctum?
Tekataka turns back to Mora, who offers him a weak nod.
Wards. Failing. Hurry, before it escapes.
Mira gives you a blurry look as her focus begins to slip away. Escape is going to escape.
Pitied Isengati, Lady of Lament, as the pearl orb of the heavens.
She wheezes as she struggles to get the words out. It doesn't sound like she's even addressing you any longer. The guildmaster's eyes glaze over and she falls silent.
Myru? Myru?
Tekataka takes her by the shoulder and shakes, gently at first, then harder. At last he stops, pulling away and bringing his hands up to clutch his brow.
By Ngati. She's dead.
Strange last words. We still don't know why this is happening. No, we don't.
Myru told us to seek a rod and a door. A vague plea, I say. But I would honor her last wish.
So, strange last words.
The words of Pariki's devotion, I say. An old prayer to Ngati.
He furrows his brow.
It must have meant something to her.
Let's go. There's nothing we can do for her.
Akira, the others will see to her once we've cleaned up the last of this mess.
Tekataka regards Mora's corpse one last time before turning away. Okay. So, she said that the words of Pariki's devotion will open the way.
Why not?
So what does she have? Oh, I thought she'd have something special on her. Oh, guildmaster. Oh, there's her soul?
The wheel. How it tugs at me. Akira, and how bright you look.
Maru's attention snaps toward a distant speck of light, but she shakes it off to remain in the moment.
At least in death, I can complete a thought.
She grimaces down at her swiftly diminishing body.
My rod and the words of Pariki's devotion will open the way to the inner sanctum, past the sealed door.
Maru closes her eyes and concentrates.
Pitied is Ngati, Lady of Lament. As the pearl orb of the heavens crosses her view, her eyes well with tears, as constant as rain. But the moon's skyward journey continues apace, the lover's affection as ephemeral as fingers touching.
Maru opens her eyes again. She nods as her form grows indistinct.
You must strengthen the wards, no matter what it tells you.
What is this supposed to mean? Yeah, thank you, Maru. Rest well. Her mouth moves again, emitting no sound. As she fades from sight, she raises her hand to point toward the entrance of the sanctum. She reaches to touch Takio's cheek, but of course her hand drips through his skin. He shivers, touched by a passing breeze. Okay. So she gave us a way to get through that door. Did we go down here before? How many of them are left in here? That's what I'm looking for.
Hey, watch out.
Yep, I see him. Oh, we got a naga totem. You are going to do your,
Nuh-uh, didn't work. After him. Me.
Behold me, mother! Worth and rough!
you go after that totem if you can.
This does not agree with me.
Say your prayers. Hit me and do this.
Oops. You better do your healing on everybody here.
Worth and rough!
Got it.
Okay, I just kind of...
Oh, hell.
Yeah, I just kind of stumbled into them stupidly, didn't I? Because I wasn't... Okay. The shadow under Tekataka. I retrieved the rod of the deep hunter. According to Maya, I can open the stone door near the entrance to the sanctum and finally deal with whatever is behind the tremors and the attack on the guild. Okay, so that's what this was for, is to get the rod.
Sure thing.
Okay. So I had to come down here anyway. Is there more of them down here somewhere? Alright, that's it. It's up here. Here we go. The tremors are increasing in strength. If something is about to escape the grand ruins, it is going to happen soon. Go ahead and save here then. So, touch the door with the rod of the deep hunter. The door reacts at once. A stone panel shifts aside to reveal a circular dial engraved with symbols. This would appear to be a locking mechanism requiring a precise combination. Study the symbols around the dial. Brushing aside a layer of dust reveals a circular dial of pictographs. Though you cannot guess their relevance or relation to each other, you recognize the symbols themselves. The first is a full moon, its light beaming down on Aora. The next is a Hawana symbol of Andra, classically depicted with the head of an anglerfish and her aspect is Nagati. The next is a pair of hands reaching out for each other, their fingertips just barely making contact. And the last is the rain, falling powerfully and inexorably. So begin to manipulate the dial. The dial shows an engraving of the moon, shining its pale, mournful light upon Aora. Oh my god. Do it counterclockwise. The dial centers on the Hawana, representatives of Andra depicted with the head of an angular fish. Press the dial. You hear a grating mechanism clunk of stone tumblers settling into place behind the door. Oh my god. Rotate the dial counterclockwise. Isn't that what I just did? Clockwise. The dial shows an engraving of the moon. Okay. Counterclockwise. Rest the dial. Counterclockwise. With a laborious groan, the dial shifts over to a symbol of two hands reaching for each other, their fingertips just barely meeting across the gap. I need to read that, don't I? Okay. I need to read my journal. So, as the pearl orb of the heavens crosses her view, her eyes well with tears as constant as rain. But the moon's skyward journey continues of space. The lover's affection as imperial. Okay, so the fingers touching is the very last one. Oh, I gotta write this down, guys. Okay, so I wrote stuff down. Let's see if we can get it to work this time. Begin to make. Okay, so the dial shows an engraving of the moon shining its pale, thoughtful light upon. But the moon is the fourth one. Rotate the dial clockwise. The dial rolls over a symbol of rain, falling from thick. Nope, it's not that one. It's going to be the pearl orb. Another labor is going to dial drifts over to a symbol of two hands touching. The dial centers on the Hawana representation of Andra depicted with the head of an angular fish. Is there one that says an orb? Graven of the moon? Nope. Okay. So, pearl orb. There is no pearl orb. You hear grating mechanical clunk of stone tumblers settling in place behind the door. Is there a pearl? Now do it counterclockwise. Big fingers. Symbol of a falling from thick. It looks like there's only 3 symbols here. Is this supposed to be the moon? Well, the moon is the third one down. So the tears and rain would be this one. You hear the clatter of tumblers resetting behind the door and then engraving rotate back to the moon symbol. It doesn't seem like you've unlocking things in the correct order. Okay. We need to find Lady Lamet or the Pearl Orb. Picture with the head of an angular fish. There's only 3 things on here. Fingers touching. The rain falling from thick, that's okay. And then the moon. So it has to be the tears. But there is nothing that says angular. Okay. So, Okay, press the dial. Those are the last ones. Rain falling. Your grading mechanism, clunk of, okay. Clockwise. Rain falling from thick, tempestuous storm clouds. Press the dial. Your grading. And then now we would have to go to the moon. Engraving of the moon, press the dial. You're a grinding mechanical clunk of stone tumblers, okay. And the last one is going to be the fingers intertwining. You're clattering, okay, I did it. Reeling as the dial recedes into the door. There's a low rumble as the doorway opens inward, revealing a dark, narrow tunnel beyond. Travel through the passage. Air beyond the passage is humid, reeking of stagnant water and something else, something old, which raises the hairs on the back of your neck. As you take your first step, an ear-splitting roar rises in volume and echoes down the passage, shaking loose the surrounding rock. Go through anyway. You navigate the dark, narrow tunnel, pressing your shoulders together to fit the passage. And we have no choice. This is where we have to go. What is this, a dragon? Quest updated. It's a dragon. As the massive upheaval water settles, the air thickens with oppressive humidity. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust before you can make sense of the shape that breached from the depths. It's a dragon.
How in all Aora have they kept it down here?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this would be a great fishing story.
But it's not a fish. It's a dragon.
Holy gone, but it's beautiful. And I'll bet smart as a whip and just as mean.
She sucks any sharper breath.
Have you come to deliver me from this prison of my own making?
The dragon flares his nostrils and glares at you. As a prison of your own making? Let me get my bearings first. Who are you?
I am Scyorielaphas, guardian of the Isles.
He slaps his tail against the floor.
You ever consider a nickname?
He narrows his eyes at Eater.
Just give it some thought, is all I'm saying.
What is this? One of Andra's whelps?
His snort wrinkles at Tequila.
Hello.
Tequila swallows. Hot steam jets from the dragon's nostrils. I take it you're the one causing the whole city to shake?
You do not see chains around me, but I am confined all the same. One by one, every link shatters.
The dragon stares at the wards around the prison.
You can only be here for one reason. You serve the Huana.
His eyes narrow into slits.
This prison is built on a foundation of their lies.
I have more cause to trust them than I do you, fiend. What are you talking about?
You stand in the sanctum of the Watershapers. Those who make parlor tricks of Ngati's art, an art in decline. The Huana Covenant has failed. With each grain of sand surrendered to outsiders, Ngati draws her favor away from her chosen people.
Yeah, they are giving away their land, aren't they? Takio, could this be true? He stares up at the dragon, oblivious to you until he blinks and returns to the moment.
I only know an interpretation of Ngati's covenant, but Akira, it is possible.
The guild hides how their acolytes struggle. Their ancestral forms no longer respond as they once did. Soon, there will be no Watershapers to remember them. When their mighty talent went into decline, I gave the Huana the strength to raise the very sea against our enemies.
Oh. So you're the reason why the Watershapers are the way they are.
For my generosity, they bound me to this chamber by my soul.
This cannot be true, I say.
The half-breed's naivete is charming. I see why you suffer his company. And now the Deadfire dies in my absence. The luminous Adra shrieks in agony, calling out for a guardian.
You're the reason Watershapers are so powerful? Read the dragon's soul. Your soul is stuck here? Let me take a look. Yeah. Let me take a look.
You are a watcher. Of all the kith who could have entered this chamber, how intriguing.
Submerging in the dragon's soul feels at first disorienting, like pursuing the stacks of a vast library. The energy and vibrancy that should color his soul is gray and worn. From the shadows, a dark, formless thing reaches out to you in desperation. I'm gonna let him go. I had to tell you this. They've been using him. They're using him, and if he is the guardian of the Deadfire and of the Adra, we need to free him. The words around the stone floor drag the essence down and disperse its energy elsewhere to the Watershaper students of Tekataka. Excuse me. Had to get some water. As it touches you, the weight of the prison is like an anchor. You withdraw from the sensation, feeling shaky and depleted. I've looked into your soul, it's true.
Believe what you will. My duty to the archipelago is all that matters. Freedom comes like the tide, and the Deadfire heeds my call. I sense a rod among your belongings.
He narrows his eyes and watches you carefully.
My gift to Pariki. My covenant with the Huana. Another broken promise. It made the enchantments of this prison and can destroy them. It can set me free.
The dragon lashes its tail in eager, repetitive circles.
We have a responsibility, I say.
Trailing off, Takio pulls absently at one of his ears.
But if he speaks truth, the Huana are better served if he remains.
No.
Your opinion is irrelevant, half-breed.
Letting you go deprives the Watershapers of a useful asset. Do I get something out of the arrangement? What happens to your captors if I do as you ask?
The Huana have chartered their doom. I will not mourn their passing. Neither will I speed it along while they stand against the foreign tide.
So, what happens? So, what? The queen would have me killed if I let you free. There has to be another way.
Is your loyalty to a queen of lies so steadfast? She may not know of me, but she is complicit in this crime all the same. You owe her nothing.
We'll have questions about you first.
I will tolerate your curiosity.
What if you existed? What if you excised the imprisoned portion of your soul from the rest? Okay, so that is metaphysics and history. What if you excise the imprisoned portion of your soul from the rest?
No, my soul is not for the taking. Not by you, or any of the outsider spirit thieves.
No one's taking your soul, we're just letting most of you free. Isn't that what you want? It can be done without harming you. I just need to inspect the wards. No one's taking your soul, we're just letting most of you free. Isn't that what you want?
How then? You have a plan for this mad scheme of yours?
I take a closer look at the ward stones for a start. He lets out a distasteful hiss.
Very well. I give you one chance. Time has weakened the wards enough that I can leave this cell without you. There will be a debt of pain that I have no wish to incur. Betray me and I will summon as many waves of naga as it takes to shatter this prison.
The dragon unclenches his jaw and watches you in silence. Okay, so what has all this been updating? Warn me against wasting his time. He will summon more naga and find another escape route if I delay. Change of freedom, the dragon implied that he will assist me in a time of need. Well, seeks freedom from the guild that long ago ensnared him. He makes promises of deepest gratitude, but releasing him could hamper the education of acolyte watershapers and cause ignoble havoc besides. In exchange for his freedom, the dragon implied that he will assist me in time of need. Well, what in time of need? I guess I didn't even get that. What is this? Are these the words? A raised wardstone stands out from the watery floor of the dragon's prison. The runes engraved along its surface glow with pale light. Inspect the wardstone. Enhancements coursing through the stonework keep the dragon tethered to the spot and siphon energy from the soul. The spells of imprisonment look more recent. The siphoning enchantment merely sips at the dragon's essence and disperses it elsewhere. You'd think it could be used to store the essence, enough to last decades or longer if used responsibly. You can tell nothing else about the enchantments. The word flash is causing the rod of the deep hunter to tremble in your pack, as if the two share some arcane affinity for each other. Let's leave it be. I need to do a quick save. Try to siphon enough of the dragon's essence to empower the guild, then break the imprisoning. Yeah. Well, that seems like the thing to do. Use the Rod of the Deep Hunter to disable the enchantments. Strengthen this. Try to siphon enough of the dragon's essence to empower the guild, then break the imprisoning ward. That's what I want to do. The enchantment slips through your fingers in spite of its advanced age and depleted state. Clearly someone built this prison to resist any potential meddling. You survey the ruins and consider your other options. Well, that seemed like a good thing to do. I want to let him go. I'm sorry. The Watershapers were made based on somebody else's... they're Watershapers because they're using a creature's abilities. That's not right, and they lied to it. Yeah, use the Rod of Deep Hunter to disable the enchantments. The runes crackle as their power dissipates, and second, their light is extinguished, and the shape of each arcane sigil lose definition until they fade into total obscurity.
I can feel the weight of this pit diminishing around me. Do not stop now.
I'm not doing this because I value our conversation. Let me work. Patience, I'm getting to it.
Next ward. Make haste.
Okay, so I have to go to each one. Use the rod. The runes crackle and short. Use the rod. Use the rod. He blinks down at you and rolls his shoulder as if for the first time.
The burden of this prison is lifted. I will return to the beloved Atra.
He flexes his claws and lets out an exultant bellow. As long as you remember who helped you, will you consider showing mercy against those who wronged you?
Mercy. Only for those who showed mercy to me. The rest.
He splits his jaws into a lethal grin.
Should your hopes darken on the high seas, you will feel a welcome chill as my shadow passes over your deck. Depend on it.
Roaring with triumph, he aims his body at the rocky ceiling and takes off. I think I did the right thing. He beats his wings, lifting his massive form above the ground of his watery prison. He stretches open his jaws and roars, the ensuing blast blowing out the top of his prison, exposing it to the sky above. For the first time in untold years, natural light floods the interior of the chamber. He snaps his wings a second time, flying through the exit with wild abandon, tilting at reckless, unpracticed angles as he builds incredible speed. When he emerges, shrieks of horror and dismay grow in volume. Moments later, as he passes out of view, you hear an explosion of splintered wood, upheaved water, and incredible devastation on the southwestern corner of the island. I'm sorry. Quest updated. The Queen will expect a full report on the events that occurred at the Watershaper Guild. She can be found. Yeah, I know where she's at. She's not gonna like me. I got everyone mad at me. You know what? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. This should not have happened. So I've gained 2,500. See, I didn't get the most points because I let him go. I was supposed to keep him in prison, but sorry, doesn't go that way.
A word.
Tikio inclines his head and touches his forehead spot. What's on your mind?
When I joined the guild, I was a fish in a dream.
Tikio looks at the ground between his feet.
Watershapers were the keepers of our oldest covenant. Protectors of history. Heroes, I say. Now I see the guild only for what it has become. Ikera, a perversion of the oldest Juana art.
He grimaces and looks away. Yeah. The guild might need a new way forward if it hopes to endure. The guild should have trusted in the strength of its water shapers. The guild might need a new way forward if it hopes to endure. Yep.
If the guild cannot depend on its own teachings, then difficult times lie ahead of us all. I do not want to tarry in this house of regret a moment longer. My thoughts will be clearer in time. You are kind to listen, I say. You have questions? Ikera.
Nope, that's it. So who leveled up? You did. All right. No, I think hers is religion, right? Oh, I already have a lot in religion for her. History helps. What do we have here? These are all the empower ones. Improved critical. Quick summoning. I think I'm going to keep this way. I think we did good. I think we did the right thing. He's not gonna be happy about it.
Onikaza will want your report, I say.
Yeah.
Pariki should have known we could not keep a dragon forever.
Yeah. You should never have had a dragon to begin with. Okay, now I need to go over and confront the archmage. Yeah. We were invited, right? We just stepped right in this time. It wasn't barred. Is this him here? Nope. So where are you at? You just went right by us. Okay. Are you up in your own place? Oh, here you are. Okay, let's see what happens. I think we're gonna put you all out here.
Yeah?
And let me come in here by myself.
I trust you had no trouble finding the place.
Nope, we already knew where it was. Sighing, Archinas glances up from a roll of parchment. He takes up a quill and draws several lines across a calendar entry, digging the nib hard enough that scratching fills the silence.
Tekataka is either a testament to the ancient Huana's love of labyrinths or their hatred of straight lines.
He grimaces and rearranges several of the objects situated around his desk. Age, not the Huana, has set the bones of the city at crooked angles.
Sadly, I did not invite you here for a discussion of city planning. I warn you to stay your hand and treat with me better than you did poor Consulate.
He pauses to study your reaction with interest. Consulate didn't give me much of a choice. Who is Consulate? I don't even remember him. Sighing, he raps his knuckles on the top of his desk.
But let us get to the business of the hour, shall we? My estate was recently burgled. My vault breached.
He sighs, drawing a sheaf of papers closer and then pushing them away. That's terrible. Do you have any leads? No, I'm not going to say anything.
As I suspected. At the Circle's behest, I'm expected to show restraint in these dealings.
His nails dig into the armrest of his chair. A tearing sound fills the silence between you.
If you imagine that imp blood is easy to remove from carpet, I invite you to clean up after yourself. I am less pleased about the Harappo epic resting in the hands of those who lost it once before.
In the hands of its rightful owners, you mean? You had no lawful right to it.
Did I ask a question?
He glances to the left and right. He waits before continuing.
The Circle of Archmagi wishes for us to put this unpleasantness in the past with a gesture of good faith.
When he finishes his air quotes, his elbow knocks over an inkwell. He simply glares at the spilled ink until it retreats back into its receptacle. Go on.
The Circle has expressed concerns about a certain mobile deity.
Mobile deity? Oh, you mean Aeothus?
The Deadfire is a fragile place, and a blundering soul drain like Aeothus can damage more than just castle keeps.
Well, I'm already tracking Aeothus if that's your concern.
It isn't our desire that you apprehend the deity. That simply isn't practical. We need your help in preparing for the worst possible outcome.
He presses his thumb down on a spider crawling across his desk. His upper lip pulls back with delight.
Normally, the Circle's involvement constitutes the worst possible outcome. Or have you already forgotten the Blackwash Falls incident?
Aeothus watches Ackermine through narrowed eyes.
Kalakoth replaced the water. What more do you desire? An apology?
This isn't just resolution. The Circle is worried.
We do not worry. We measure, and the resulting value dictates action. You are only involved because it is advantageous for knowledge of the circle's involvement to remain discreet. The wizard Bikana installed an observatory due northeast of Tekataka. For your absolution, the circle asks that you locate her research.
Why ask me and not Bikana?
She vanished from academic research, and therefore her livelihood. All signs point to her lab being abandoned.
What are you hoping to learn from the stars?
That the circle's concerns are utterly unfounded, of course. No doubt you'll recognize the appropriate documents. You have an eye for valuables.
Yes, we do, don't we? I'll get my research notes.
Fair warning. A vessel flying the sigil of the Torn Bannerman set a course for the observatory.
Frowning, he shifts among his correspondence until he sets upon the one he seeks.
I have every reason to believe they travel armed.
They were elite mercenaries we faced off at the siege of Craigholt. How could you possibly know this?
The Deadfire has many eyes. I would have thought a watcher knew this already. Come back alive. Or not at all. Now, if you don't mind, I have a manor to restore, and a household staff to replenish.
He bites his lower lip and narrows his eyes at you. Yep, you're welcome on that. New quest. Okay, more stuff to do. Always more stuff to do, right? So the way we make up for taking his precious tablet is to do work for him. So I think we've got everything done in Tekataka right now. What we need to do is go to oh man, where are we at? No. I thought we were leaving here. I thought this was leaving. Down here. Here we go. We need to go to Dunango? And we have a couple quests to get updated there. So that is what we're going to do. Come on. These load times are really... And that is over where? Oh, there's a slaver ship. Okay, Dunangi is over... Where are you at? Moons? Port Delight. How come I'm not finding it? There we are. Are we going to run across anything along the way? A storm? Okay. Let's see, morale is... Where's my morale? All health... 97, okay. We need to go to the Radiant Court. And then I have to look. Okay, so... hunting season? No, it's not that. Symbol of death. He is... Okay, he's in his own place. These other ones, bounty on Kurim. So I'm looking to return to I think she's down here. Who's this one? Oh, he's a merchant, I believe.
A repeat customer. I like your type. What can I stock you up with today?
Yeah, I think the one I'm looking for is down here. The shoe? Yes, it is. Okay, let's get you done.
I welcome your return.
Well, I killed Krim.
I hope Katrin put on a good show for you before the end.
Her grin is wicked, sharp as a jungle cat's. Okay, so I got party experience.
There's just the one crew member left now.
I killed Lady Apparel.
Finally, the lady falls. You already have my gratitude. Now take my coin.
She drops a generous pouch in your palm, so we got experience in copper.
You've put to bed the last of the Firebrand's crew, my friend, which was more than I ever could have hoped for. Thank you truly. I can rest easy now, knowing they got what they deserved.
Tell me about your sister? The smile twitches the corner of her lips.
Danaea was a wild girl from the day she was born. She came out of the womb yelling loud enough to make your ears bleed. And she never really stopped. She chased a bad end like a winter-starved wolf chases the first fat deer calf of spring. It was only a matter of time before she caught it. But dead is dead. And reminiscing with you won't bring her back.
Okay. So, oh, that's not what I wanted. So that took care of that. Yeah. I need to go to Ferrante. We need to speak to Ferrante, and he is in the up here, I'm pretty sure. I remember right. All right. Yes, he's over here in the circle. He is over here in the circle.
Gelarde, such a solace it is to see you again.
Well, I obtained information of Ravine. He runs his hands together, expectant, and his dark eyes glimmer.
Well, share and share, as is the law of the coast.
Well, I've actually spoken with Yashiri. His brows host high up on his forehead.
Meaning what? But at last, you were able to read his soul, despite how much time has passed?
They say the dead tell no tales, but he was quite talkative. Yashiri was mortally wounded, yet refused to wholly die. Instead, he was reborn as an undead to defend Barath's faith for all eternity. When I say talk to him, I mean I damn well talked to him. Yeah, he had become a death guard. We exchanged words. No, I'll give the second one.
God save us from fools who battle with blind trust.
But he shakes his head as if he's already accepted the truth of your words.
A death guard? How fascinating. And terrible. I must of course presume that you've unearthed a promising lead for us. Perhaps you were able to learn about Rivan's whereabouts, of where her spectral ship oft anchors.
Yeah, he tracked Ravine after she had become a death guard. They fought near the Isle of Dusk. The captain strokes his chin, his gaze contemplative.
I can summon to mind no island with such name. Likely it hides now behind another. I will charge my best chroniclers to track our isle through the centuries. I believe you're becoming an invaluable asset to the Principe, and I deeply value each of my assets. You must accept this token of my immense appreciation.
Upright captain's belt. Immune to push and pull effects. Hold fast. Grants concentration on combat start. Oops. The Principe captain who once wore this belt was not known to be upright because of his ethics or moral code. To the contrary, by all accounts, he was quite a ruthless fellow. His crew admired their captain's unwillingness to back down from any challenge that came his way. Ungruned and outgunned and outclassed, he would take the fight to ships larger than his own. He would sail through squalls and storms, standing resolutely at the helm. Always he held fast. There was no force on Eora that could bend his back or force him to his knees. Of course, it was the captain's obstinacy that led to his inevitable destruction of his ship in a maelstrom. However, a man such as he is remembered for refusing to break, even if he is broken nonetheless. Okay. Ferranti clears his throat, then he tugs on the frilled cuffs of his sleeves, his posture more rigid than usual.
A matter of a rather delicate nature has arisen. One which I believe could benefit from your, let us say, expertise. An associate of mine is in need of a favor.
Really?
A favor that necessitates a great deal of discretion. See to this for me, and I will weight you with a considerable amount of coin.
Who might this associate be?
A wealthy and influential man. What more do you need to know?
What exactly would I be doing?
My associate conducts dealings with a group of traders of a sort. The traders are having a bit of trouble with their newest stock.
Are you talking about smugglers? Why the need for such discretion?
It involves something of a sensitive topic among the Principi. I'll explain further once I can trust you're fully committed.
Well, you can trust me.
First, swear it. I have your word on pain of death, Amika.
Sure. Well, no, I'm going to glower at him.
Oh, no. Then you're to head to Crookspur Island, where you'll meet with Master Kua.
Crookspur Island is where all the slavers are at.
He runs the biggest slavers' port in the Deadfire. However, they've run afoul of the locals. So now, their trade routes are under constant ambush.
The Principe work with slavers?
No. It is my associate who does that dealing.
My
opinion on the trade is of little matter. It is legal, unlike many of our own activities.
Well, I won't help slavers. No, I won't help slavers.
I understand you may harbor some hesitation in this regard. But in the case you reconsider, at least allow me to mark Crookspur on your charts. When you get there, speak with Master Kua. Tell him I've sent you, and he'll fill you in on what he needs.
Okay, so even though I didn't want it, I got a quest. Well, and that is the end of this episode. So if you're enjoying, click like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. And when we come back, I'll probably be sailing around, investigating other areas. So, Sahara out.